Начнем. Так, что у нас там со вчера осталось? Вспомнить бы. Но вспомнить ли? Это совсем другой разговор. Такой у нас сегодня поздний стрим. На самом-то деле. Так, надо вспомнить, что мы там по заданиям. Вспоминаем. Так, у нас... Да, это не сложно. Кошмарный галстук мы точно выполнять не будем. Так. Ну это все, короче, тут рейверы в основном у нас тут. Ладно, это не интересно. У нас учится мысль про магний. Окей. Сидят там собаки. Все хорошо? Так грустно без Кима. На самом-то деле. Но мы много без него сделали. Блин, на других телеках так игра приятно смотрится. У меня телек старенький дома. Относительно большой. И у него вся картинка не помещается в экран. Ну, то есть я не вижу с каждой стороны вот понемножку. Вот. И там картинка не такая четкая, как у меня здесь сейчас. И так приятно играть, видя весь интерфейс. Что такое? Что случилось? Интересно. Что случилось? Что случилось? Обычненько почти. Я почему-то всегда думал, что все хорошо. Ну ладно. Не будем почти хорошо. Будем о игре. Вспомнил бы, как туда дойти. Да. Что-то начинает проясняться. Или не начинает. Или пытается проясниться.
Morel's trap stands empty, just like the boathouses around it.
Я
The
чуть-чуть
reeds shake
уменьшил
against
звук
one
в игре.
another while the rain falls.
Это ненадолго. Я уже немножко по дому скучаю.
The locusts, dazed from being transported, slowly begin to acclimate to their new surroundings. They're not really going to get the chance to get comfortable here.
Ну все. Что дальше?
All the traps are stopped now, and still no sight of the phasmid. Return to Morel and let him know.
Отсюда сюда бегать. Томиками. Я тут вот там не трогал. Я вот вчера об этом подумал. Ну, ничего. Ничего такого, что я там не трогал. Такая бывшая же дистанция. Кажется, после стрима у нас будет разговор. После стрима. Что еще что-нибудь найду здесь все-таки? $1 000 000. Что бы поделать еще? Ну ладно, сейчас мы вернемся. Расскажем про ловушки. Может, чего получится. Может, чего есть. Я, кстати, уже детскую книжку нашел, может, книжку почитать. Перед собой положу, чтобы не смотреть назад, смотреть только вперед. Так. Интересно, а у всех реплики или ни у кого реплики не меняются из-за того, что со мной Кима нет? Хочу проверить.
Looking for something odd? Come to tell me to fuck off again?
Вот это, видимо, дали нам время делать какие-то хвосты. Почти целый день. Типа вот таких квестов. Ну, блин, мне в подвал надо попасть. А у меня нет возможности. Почему он не выломает дверь монтировкой, я не знаю. Почему надо было бить ее плечом? Где муж?
Hello, dear. It's good to see a familiar face. Thank you for doing that, dear.
Her smile is weary, her earlier ebullience has left her.
Morel still isn't feeling well. I convinced him to stay at Gary's to get some rest. I'm afraid the cold has really gotten to him. I'm sorry, dear. You've had to drudge through them so many times. Such is field work. A young person's game, as they say. Morel will eventually, or we'll talk Gary into going back out, perhaps.
You've come so far. You can't leave those locusts there, waiting on the ghost reed with no one to witness when it appears.
That really is too much, sweetie. Thank you for your dedication, but I can see you're coming down with a cough yourself.
Very strange. Why is she not letting you do this? It's like she's given up.
Different? How? I'm in doubt, sweetie. That's all. Everyone is now and then. It's a strange feeling. I haven't really told this to anyone, but you are a police officer.
And when a police officer asks, you must answer.
Do you ever wonder if some lovely story from your childhood is just that? A story? Or a dream? Seeing the Insulindian phasmid was just a story I used to tell people. I didn't really think about whether it was real or not.
Как я и думал в самом начале.
He's so proud of it. He always tells everyone.
Ассистент Google подумал, что я что-то пытаюсь с него потребовать. Окей.
A terrible sting in the heart. Regret.
No, sweetie. There's more to it than that. Morel was so eager to believe my story was evidence of the phasmid's existence. That I'm some queen of the cryptozoologists. That. And for years, his belief made me believe too.
That I am a queen, an extraordinary witness to grace.
But now, we're both getting old, and he's still working himself sick out in those reeds looking for it. But what if I was just wrong? I think I was...
А можно? Ну попробуем. 72% внушения. А можно я отойду ненадолго? Что-нибудь надену там? Внушение. Внушение. Блин, не хотел я качать внушение. Ну ладно. Но 83%.
An acorn is not the same as the tree. That requires time, diligence, and care. All qualities these two seem to share in abundance.
But it is We've spent years searching for the phasmid, hunting it together. Without it, what are we? Just another pathetic old couple.
Ну и чё? А чё плохого?
If I hadn't led him down this path, he could have a steady job lecturing at a university. Oh, of course it counts for something. But we've had our hard times too. I was a paraplegic before we met. He didn't know before I arrived, on our first date. If I weren't the queen of the cryptozoologists, if I didn't tell him that story...
She has to swallow to relax her throat. It's keeping her from talking.
Промолчать, что ли?
I've wasted enough of your time with this drama. I really must stop talking about it lest I start crying and waste more of your time. What you have to know is the Insulindian phasmid probably does not exist. Let us fools chase our ghosts. There are a million better things to do with your life.
Are there? Some of the other things are pretty bad.
Да пофигу, немножко слукавлю.
Of course not. I didn't mean to say my situation discredits the field. There have been some confirmed discoveries and a lot of hoaxes too, but still.
Rising, unfolding from the reeds on a hot summer's day, like a benevolent god.
Either way, I should go. Poor Morel is running a fever, and I need to get him home to Jamrock before we overstay our welcome with Gary. Oh no, thank you, but I can get there on my own. This old thing is gas-powered. And then a taxi home. It's not so bad.
Ну да, что-то вот в этом духе.
You're welcome, sweetie. I'm glad it helped you, even though it turned out to be a
waste of time. A dream. A fool's hope. Say her lips moving in silence. Like that, she drives off. The gas engine putters quietly as she gets to the doors, then pushes them open. Outside, the cold coastal wind blows.
Вот мы и расстались с криптобиологозоологами. Криптозоологами. Что делать-то? Что делать-то? Схожу-ка я к этому, к Эрару и скажу, что... Как там его? Гэри неплохой человек. Все с ним норм, не трогай его. Не трогай его. Пусть с ним немножко расист и идиот. С кем не бывает. Сонно как-то немножко сегодня от свежего воздуха. Целый день было. Еще Антон не хочет звать меня на пятничную тусовку. Говорит, что ты еще болеешь. Но он прав. Почти. Почти прав. Да что такое? Ну-ка. Ну, скорее, да. Ну, я просто восстанавливаюсь, я уже не болен. Мне просто нужно время восстановиться. Ну, рановато, я согласен. Если бы я пошел, я бы просто сидел в уголочке и кушал пиццу, наверное. Они бы веселились, а я бы сидел и кушал пиццу. Пицца неплохо. Что? Мне показали на удочку.
Mr. Dubois, every worker, member of the board. How can I help you today?
А что, нету? Почему нет? Я собирался вернуться домой в воскресенье. Вот. А ездить туда-сюда мне не хочется. Поэтому нет. Завтра здесь. Здесь тоже будут гости завтра. Я надеюсь от них спрятаться здесь. И не участвовать в военной игре. Поговорить, что ли, вот об этом? Пофиг.
What? Harry, how could you say that to me? You know I appreciate a joke as much as any jolly fat guy, but I can't take slander. Are you actually investigating this?
Да. Без комментариев.
Harry, you wound me, Harry, in the heart. But I trust you to put this to bed. Do what you must, and let's change the subject, shall we?
He's hiding his real reaction beneath courtesy.
Сейчас сразу ему скажем.
Ah, yes. Your side investigation. Thank you. You've got some spirit clearing up phony drug accusations alongside this murder. I'll talk to the mayor and see if I can get you the key to the city, Harry. Now let's talk real business.
He refuses to discuss it further. It's probably just a small nuisance to him. Not even a speck of anger in his voice. That's that then.
Ладно, ноль информации. Вот козел. Только зря к тебе шел, да? А у меня еще уровень. Уровень на уровне. Уровнем погоняет. Хочу в драму, что ли, кинуть. Хочу что-нибудь. Ладно, никуда пока не буду кидать еще. пригодится. Чувствую, мы сейчас пойдем книги читать, детские. Ну вот, все сообщения удалили. Ирина. У меня вяленое мясо. С начинкой, вернее, с коркой из перца. Может, ты что знаешь?
Oh, hey, mister. I knew you'd be back to talk with old Leo here. Yes, I did. It's like Lady Larice said when she opened a bathhouse in the basement of my apartment building. They can only get so far before they're aching to get back. And lots of folk really did keep coming back. No trouble at all, mister. No trouble at all. It's like that old saying goes, wisdom withers if not shared. And old Leo is always up for sharing.
Для моего горлышка-то да. Вообще перец бодрит. Остренько забодрит. Придает энергию. И тут я должен зазевать. Мне иногда получается смеяться как Джимми Карр в себя. То есть не на выдохе, а на вдохе. Это очень странная способность. Джимми Карр. Чё, ничего нету больше? Прям так грустно, пустые локации. Пойдем сейчас читать детскую книжку. Сядем на скамейке. Ну, не будем садиться на скамейке. Возле скамейки почитаем книжку. Детскую. Там есть большая взрослая книжка, но я что-то не горю желанием ее читать. Или даже 2 книги мы находили. Но у нас есть детские.
You hold in your hand the colorful primer. The title reads, A Primer for Small Kids. There's a bear involved.
Это именно то, что мне нужно.
This book will show you the score. Get you oriented with those basic concepts you appear to be hazy on. The anthropomorphic bear will give you the lowdown of your life. The alphabet. Every page has one word designating one letter of the alphabet with a faded illustration. Most of them are scientific and cultural principles. It goes as follows. A is for azimuth. B is for Boreas. C is for cosine. D is for diamite. E is for ellipse. F is for phlogiston. G is for gamete.
Азимут — это что-то связанное с географией. По-моему, это то ли линии поперечные, то ли продольные вокруг Земли. Да, что-то с географией, неважно. Борей. 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 Как будто бы овощ какой-то. Визер. Визер, как будто наблюдатель какой-то, не знаю. Градиент, но это цветовой градиент, например, от оранжевого к синему. Растяжка, неважно. Диамет. Диамат. Что такое диамат? Евклид — это чувак какой-то. То ли математик, то ли физик. Из Греции там или что-нибудь в этом духе. Ну, емкость понятно. Желатин понятно.
H is for homeboy. I is for econ. J is for Eura. K is for collapse. L is for laudanum. M is for myriad. N is for nadir. O is for aureole. P is for perihelion.
Так, Земля понятно, икона понятно. Коллапс понятно. Лауданиум непонятно. Мириада. Ну, это большое количество. Мириады звезд, например. Вроде бы так. Не уверен. Надир, не знаю. Ореол. Ну, область какая-то. Что-то типа области. Перигелий. Тоже не знаю.
Q is for quasar. R is for rhododendron. S is for sinus. T is for tricolor. U is for ultra. V is for vector. W is for Varheit. X is for xylophone. Y is for Ustava. Z is for zenith.
Так. Тут немножко добавили в русской локализации, потому что у нас больше букв, да? Рододендрон — это что-то связано с птицами, я уверен. Синус — это график, вид графика. Говорят еще синусовый ритм. Вот. Триколор понятно. Ультра — это приставка, что-то типа увеличительно крайне, как мне кажется. Ну, короче, типа приставка гиперболизирующая что-либо. Фактор, фактор. Хлорофилл — это часть растений, которые поглощают свет. Целлофан, это пакет. Человек, это человек. Широта — это как азимут, только другой. Щелочь — это щелочь. Эритроцит — это часть крови, отвечающая за... Я забыл, за что отвечает. Ну, в общем, за что-то отвечает. Можешь передачу энергии. Знаю, что гемоглобин за кислород отвечает. А тромбоциты за густоту. А эритроциты не помню. По-моему, показатели... это растение. Рододендрон — это растение. Хорошо, я понял. Ну, типа, я думал, дендрариум — это, типа, место, где птицы обитают. Ну, и поэтому рододендрон, я подумал, что это как-то связано с птицами. То есть я не знал этого слова, я просто пытался рассуждать логически. Так, юриспруденция понятно, юристы, адвокатура, ядро. И это все.
That's it. You know the alphabet now.
О, у меня мысли про алфавит есть. Надо ее подумать. Международный язык МЯ. Значит, еще много я времени потрачу на изучение детской книжки, по-моему, нисколько. Что за мысль?
Magnesium-based life form.
Всё понял.
We tell them, hell no. You're about to become a magnesium-based life form. The age of the primitive carbon man is done. No longer must mankind rely on slow-working background radiation to take us further into our genetic destiny. This is the era of guided evolution, and magnesium is the key. You are the first of your species, the next step in human evolution. An advanced magnesium proto-man who mags it up, drinks it down, and sniffs it sideways.
-1 к логике. Ну это нелогично жрать магнезиум. Хочу еще. Да. На будущее. Что? Ну про магнезиум надо почитать для начала. Магниевая жизнь. Понятно. Будем думать про центр. Надо бы тоже читать все мысли типа проблемам, но что-то мне так не хочется. У меня, короче, дофигища просто. Силы воли. Просто меня не сломать. Больше никогда. 8. Жесть. Хочу бы не ждать Кима. Не знаю, чем еще можно заняться. Поэтому не ждать Кима.
You sit on the wind-worn wooden planks of the bench. Your feet ache.
Размыслить о важном. Час. Сразу же мысль.
You finally stop picking your nose.
Перестал ковыряться в носу.
Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center. You're at home, stupid cop. Not with the art crowd. You hate them. Everyone hates them. Even they hate themselves. It's nauseating. An industry built on sprezzatura and sparkling wine. And, let's be honest, tax evasion schemes. The Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center is the heart of this unholy symbiosis of aesthetics and tax optimization. And now that you've internalized it, you can have a piece too.
Внушение куда важнее, чем вот это вот. Хочу забыть. Блин, столько очков. Придется выкинуть в никуда. Почитать. Сейчас почитаем. Что там? Что-то это либерально-денежное. Мне не нравится. Блин, что, неужели просто целый день проспим? Может, он нам скинет цену на это? Скинь цену.
The speakers below are banged up and worthless. The sneakers triumph over them. They're the star of the show here. You should go over and ask him about paying for those sneakers with your net worth.
Everything's still cool here, officer.
Ничего нового, да? Что у меня по проверке в нижнем? Может удастся затащить? Нет, нельзя. Почему нельзя? Это же не красная проверка была. Или это была красная проверка? Я не помню, если честно. Коробка с солнечными очками.
The shine on these sunglasses.
Stylish shades, huh? They'd be even more stylish if you paid for them with net worth. Go over and ask him.
Oh, very interesting choice, officer. Very high culture.
This is how a sea monster sees the world. You've become a sea monster, Harry. Giant, hidden, and strangely tender at heart. All is blue. All right, but these actually make your vision worse. It's like literally being underwater. Yes, but they also make your soul quiver like jello. So deep.
Wow, officer. You look so cool. And they can be yours for a mere 3 real. My regular customers have passed them all up because they've got no taste. But you found them.
Возьму-ка я себе эти очки. Чё зря доставал.
A man who knows his style. Much respect.
Что за очки? Минус восприятие, плюс к внутренней империи. Будет у нас внутренняя империя. Теперь... И сюда мой галстук. Разрезался. Это нафиг галстук. Что-нибудь еще на внутреннюю империю? Чтобы слетел с катушек. Ладно. Блин, кому бы слить наркоту? Кому мне продать наркоту? Было бы прям супер-супер. Здесь можно. Может детям книгу отдать? Может сничку добавить? Или спать пойти? До приезда Кима.
Waves are beginning to die down. Look at those little bastards. Simmer down. Simmer down, bastards.
Why does she care about the waves so much?
What is it with waves and fishermen? We need to be out there with them, fishing, making a living. So I asked them to accommodate me. But until that happens, I can try to assist you the best I can. So, what will it be, officer? Oh, that's good to know, I guess. Why is it in the sea?
Потому что это очень концептуально.
This calls for a funeral, if you ask me.
Устроить похороны по машине, это интересно.
Aye. Feels deserved, don't you think? Why odd? Our things are part of our life world. They're made with our human sweat and they share human history. We should care about them as we care about humans. To some extent, at least.
Life world. Someone's been reading up on last century Gotvaldian philosophers. Play it cool now.
Oh, yeah? You won't even be able to get it out of the water before early June. And where are you going to bury it? Who to invite? What music to play at the wake? Take it from someone who's been through a few funerals. It's easiest to just leave them there and let nature take care of it.
It's going to be quite a few years before nature is able to completely take care of a motor carriage. You could always come back in a few months and see if you still want to give it a proper send-off.
Жаль, что нам это с собой больше несерьезных. Да.
I understand, believe me. I really do. I think about all the frivolous side activities I could be doing every time I go out there with my nets. But daydreaming is a rich man's game. At sea, you can't afford to be careless and dream. Anyway, what are we talking about here again?
А что такое внушение низко? Надо 15. А, вот это пригласить он... Не. Ладно, сейчас еще -2 к внушению. Вообще не без вариантов. Че, вы так и не выйдете на разговор? Засранцы мелкие.
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone while the other watches him do it.
Yes. Yes.
It doesn't look like he knows what that means.
Ладно, пойдем спать до Кима, пофиг, я не знаю, чем заняться. Спать, сидеть на скамейке, не знаю. Читать книги тоже не хочется. Книги для зануд. Или чтение для зануд. Тогда что ты тут делаешь? Читаю игру. Потому что я король зануд. Спать ложись.
The bed is comforting, if a bit run down. Still, you've earned a rest.
Ясно. А... Сколько?
On the table, you see a bowl of water, a rough soap, and next to it, a small hand mirror.
Координация. Есть у меня что-нибудь на координацию? По-моему, нет. Ничего на координацию. Пофиг, давайте попробуем, может,
On the table,
порежем
you
все
see a bowl
юмором.
of water, a rough soap, and next to it, a small hand mirror. A straight razor. Your hand trembles as you scratch your cheek. Oh no, that's not how a grown man shaves.
Нет, давайте не будем, ладно?
Thank God, I would have cut your throat.
Вот.
The centipede is exaggerating. People don't actually cut their own throats when they're shaving. At least, not accidentally.
Блин. А чё? Реально целый день просто в никуда? Или давайте до 21 покемарим, а потом пойдем к чуваку на балконе. Ну не покемарим, на улице там на скамейке посидим. Так, вспомни бы, где подниматься.
You sit on the wind-worn wooden planks of the bench. Your feet ache.
Попробуем все варианты, может, что произойдет. Типа какие-то
The
мысли про
twiddling
себя.
barely keeps your hands warm against the frigid wind blowing from the coast. After a while, you've had enough. Time passes. The sun does its best to ward off the chill of the coast. It barely helps, as if the world itself has turned against you. Time passes. The bright sun blazing overhead is making it difficult to concentrate on deep thoughts.
Я бы вот в реальности бы не смог так сидеть.
Time passes. The bright sun blazing overhead is making it difficult to concentrate on deep thoughts. What could be more exciting than sitting on this bench on this beach? Nothing, you conclude. This is the maximum excitement possible. Time passes. The bright sun blazing overhead is making it difficult to concentrate.
18.
Time passed. The bright sun blazing overhead.
19.
Time passed. You wonder how your gun is doing. Hopefully, it's okay. You're really starting to regret the poor way you handled your own sidearm. Perhaps a firmer grasp from the coalition is necessary for maintaining order in Revachol. It's always good to have a moderating force.
Так, и 15 минут пропускаем.
The twiddling barely keeps your hands warm against the frigid wind blowing from the coast.
Все, пойдемте. Самое время. Если не получится, если он опять скажет, что без киба лучше не стоит ходить, то растеким. лучше не стоит. Не сюда, не сюда, не сюда. О чем ты думаешь? Может ночью вломиться в магазин? Попробуй. Тут так ничего.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here.
Можно попробовать, ну давайте.
Because you see it, finally. This wall is sublime. Look at it. The shadows, the colors. All the other walls on all the other houses must make a pilgrimage in adoration of this, the uncontested pinnacle of wallcraft, color peeled from the very face of God. O Wallfather. Absolutely. Now you just need the materials. You already have the heavy fuel oil to use as paint, and Cindy the Skull has a paintbrush. This is completely doable.
Мазут у меня, видимо, это, цистерна.
Yes, great thinking. Go talk to her.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural? What for? Well, if it's for art, but what kind of art are we talking about?
Вот это.
Sounds like you're just about to live out your self-pity, not make a statement. I can't have shit art on my conscience.
Бля.
There, Piggy. I guess art just isn't really you. 'Cause you suck in life and in everything.
Так, сколько надо? 18. Ща. Блин, да... Я думал, она оценит, а она не оценила. Вот так вот доверяю художникам. Блин, не хватит, наверное, да? А это красная проверка?
Hello again, officers.
Блин, это красная
Have you
проверка.
come to admire my mural?
Ты серьезно? Не хочешь просто давать мне кисть? Ну ты... Дурная девка. Где там мой? Очень печально. Если бы проверка была белая, можно было бы попробовать, но она красная. Все-таки стримить диско ночью тяжелее, чем днем. Еще раз подтверждается эта мысль.
Gendarmerie, you found me.
His slender figure is backlit by city lights, its distant streets and motorways flashing like diamonds. It feels like a Friday. He seems to be in a good mood tonight.
It was mine. My friends use it from time to time to visit me. So tell me, are you here to make things right again?
Что, почему все... Ну да, наладить бы что-нибудь.
Beautiful. I have some good news for you. My Sunday friend is visiting me tonight. I told him about you and he'd like to say hello. Step in. He's already waiting. That's why I chose this place. Martinez is special, isn't it? Trust me, you do. That's nice, but I don't have anything to tell you. It's my friend you're looking for, not me.
He takes another drag of his unfiltered cigarette and looks around. It's getting dark and the neighboring windows have lit up one by one. Downstairs, a cat crosses the yard, disappearing into the bush.
Besides, I've got to run.
He's going to leave you alone again. That's sad.
To the city. It's a beautiful night. We'll talk. Just not tonight. Take care, alright?
О, навык.
And he's gone again. Looks like it's becoming a theme for him.
Забыть мысль, скорее. Всё. Слишком много теряем мы. Логика внутренней империи. Одни минусы этих ваших мыслей. Жестоко так-то, что за очки опытов приходится покупать или забывать мысли. Так можно весь опыт слить. А я так понимаю, во всей игре ограниченное количество все-таки опыта и денег. Кимоно. Он что, гей? Он что, гей? Драма. Электрохимия. Я не хотел этого видеть, если честно. Кто там вообще такой? Что? Логика внушения, а это логика восприятия. Нет, спасибо. Кто такой?
Officers of the Revachol Citizens Militia.
You shouldn't be seeing him in an intimate setting. For some reason, you feel this man is your superior. Superior, but he's not in the command chain.
My name is Charles Vildrouin, and I am an official with the coalition government. I work for the Institute of Price Stabilité on assignment from Sur-la-Clé. I heard you talking to my friend outside. Very good. Super. I am here to assist you in any way possible. Ask me about the hanging.
No, first ask an innocuous personal question to get the interview off on the right foot. Yes, make it clear you're the one setting the terms here.
Ладно, поспрашиваем про эти вещи.
Oh yes, my friend has a great eye for these things. He refuses to tell me where it came from. It's a mystery. I believe they call this type of frame industrial. It's very comfy. That's really all I can tell you about it.
That didn't work at all.
I'm sorry to say I did, officer. Officer, it's very difficult to describe what I saw that night. It was so surreal to me, like in a play. No. I mean, it was so strange. I could barely believe what was happening. I was on the balcony when it happened, getting some fresh air. I remember that first they came in, carrying what looked like a body. And then I saw all the surrounding windows go dead, one by one. That's when I understood. I should not be seeing this. I couldn't see their faces well, and there were quite a few of them. But they were very loud and very Martinez. Let's just say that the laboring classes can get rather expressive with their profanities. I couldn't tell you exactly. Less than 10. Maybe 8?
Sound familiar? That matches the prints you observed at the scene.
That's a giant you're describing. No, they were all quite human, as far as I could tell. Drummers? Why, no. But then, I don't know what a drummer is supposed to look like. I went back inside. Officer, the yard was pitch black. There was nothing to see, but I could still hear their voices. They were threatening to kill that poor man. All men, I presume. But again, I couldn't see very clearly.
That doesn't quite comport with what you know. Don't forget the lady driver.
It's possible, officer, but I cannot say with certainty. It was very dark, you must remember. I believe they were mostly white, though I believe I saw 2 Areopagites among them. And I am quite certain that one spoke with a Mesk accent. Well, that's the strangest part, officer. Nothing happened. It was oddly quiet for a public lynching. Eventually, their shouts died down, and that was all. There were no gunshots, no celebratory shouts, no anything. You're right, of course. That is what one is supposed to do in such circumstances. I was simply in shock. I'm afraid I don't have anything else to add. All I can say is that it was late. No, I didn't see the corpse until the following day. Of course, anything I can do to assist the RCM. The coalition is only looking out for the price stability. Inflation is a killer, like a heart disease blocking the normal circulation of the economy. It must be controlled. The economy impacts the entire international community, which is why it requires international oversight. Well, I'm renovating it. It is an interesting project. The building used to be a 12-story skyscraper before the cannons took the top 4 stories off. This, of course, happened when the coalition forces landed here. You could say I'm undoing some of the material damage the international community caused when we arrived here. Yes, as I said before, I am a commissioner from Sur-la-Clé working for the Institute of Price Stability. This is one of the main projects of the Moral Intern. La communauté internationale is what Revacholians colloquially call the coalition. In other words, the nations that stopped the disaster of the revolution. It is the most important thing. It's the central goal of any sound monetary policy. Maintaining the price stability is essential to maintaining high levels of economic activity, which is essential for maintaining high levels of employment, which is essential for maintaining the social stability. Take your daily bread, for example. Too much inflation, bread becomes too expensive. Too much deflation, it becomes too cheap for bakers to produce. That's why the Institute of Price Stability works to keep inflation just below 2%. But not too far below, no. Too below is also bad. Below, but close to 2%. The coalition believes in the importance of informing the public about the benefits of the price stability. Transparency is one of our principles. Would you like an informational pamphlet?
Давай свой памфлет.
A sound monetary policy is essential for addressing uncertainty. Stability is the raison d'être of the moral intern. It's the reason why I identify as a moralist. But oh, I don't have my leaflets on me today. That's too bad. You can always call our information line. Making information available is part of the moral intern's commitment to transparency. It's the International Organization for Moralists. hence Moralist International. The Institute of Price Stability is just one of its many mind babies, as is the Coalition. But of course, because moralists believe in a normal, stable world governed by democratic values. The Occident is part of the normal world. Oranje, sur la clé. Martinez? No. Martinez is something else. Rivachol is generally difficult. It's led by an interim government, which means it hasn't yet achieved full democracy. But they are working towards it. You're all doing very well here, relatively speaking.
У меня такое ощущение, что я всегда, всякий раз говорю с людьми, я выбираю вариант 4.
Is this option D usually the most reasonable answer?
Немножко четвертую стену сломаем.
Sounds like you're a moralist indeed, my friend. Welcome. Moralism is all about compromise and achieving the achievable. It's pragmatic, realistic, and level-headed, an ideology for doers. Are you a doer, my friend? It looks to me like you are.
Да.
Now, enough of this delightful political interlude. Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
Скажите мне уже ни о чем, пожалуйста.
What's there to say? Sur-la-Clé is a modern, urbanized country that measures very high on the Human Development and Freedom Index. Mostly, though, it's known as the executive heart of EPIS. Moreover, it is a great sponsor of less emerging. Rivachol is only one of its many darlings whose progress it supports and cherishes.
Darling? That can't be an official designation.
Because a great percentage of Rivachol's culture hails from Sur-la-Clé. Its language, its people, its cuisine even. Or at least in the downtown La Delta area.
Jamrock and other parts of the international zone have been mercifully spared of Sur-la-Clé's love for meatballs and mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes.
Oranje is an exemplary nation who, as a core member of EPIS, contributes 28% of our annual budget. Next to Sur-la-Clé, Oranje is probably the most prominent member of the international community. As founding members, they are both very EPIS. Oranje carries a lot of political weight, while Sur-la-Clé takes care of the business side of things. Sur-la-Clé hosts the headquarters of the major EPIS institutions. Oranje's economy is one of the most advanced in the world. It has successfully transitioned from heavy industry to advanced services and generally acts as an engine for sustainable change in the international community.
But that didn't tell you anything about Oranje.
About what? Oh, it's very urban and very well organized. Their streets are clean, their horse cars run on time, the people are polite and efficient. Like I said, they are an example for less emerged nations to follow. Whatever you wish, officer. Ah, my friend. My friend is a good young man. His family immigrated here from Kedra, and life has not been easy for him. but he understands the importance of education. He has taken his future into his own hands, and that's all that matters. Kedra is a candidate member of APIS. But, between you and me, their potential membership is a more contentious issue. That it's never going to happen. They entered negotiations in 21, and it's been pending ever since. EPIS is a very special program developed by the Moral Intern to support certain Occidental nations. It began as a unified system of weights and measures, which proved to be a wild success. Nothing but kilograms and centimeters as far as the eye can see.
God, yes. Sweet standardization. The backbone of rationality and commerce.
Ну да, блин, конечно, стандартизация нужна, чтобы, блин, во всем мире метр это метр, а не как у американцев.
It was such a wild success that we expanded it into an economic union for the processing of steel. Another success. And between you and me, the Moral Intern feels emboldened by this success. Emboldened to take EPIS to the next level. Why, it stands for progress and stability, like the Moral Intern as a whole.
Мое состояние.
It's been such a wild, extraordinary success thus far. We are very excited to take it to the next level. A supranational political alliance. The United States of Occident. You mean Revachol? No, it's going to have transparent democracy. It's one day going to be a candidate member of EPIS, sure.
Except that candidate members never become full members, do they?
No. Candidate members do become members. Why do we even have the whole system in place if they don't? It just takes time. Time and evaluation. But we were talking about my friend here,
Что-то
not
как-то мне
politics.
центризм уже перестал нравиться из-за этого человека.
How did any of us become friends? Bad things happening on the Insulindian Peninsula? Oil platforms ablaze in the night? Civil wars lasting for years? Finally, the international community is forced to step in.
А чё?
Au contraire, it's how millions of people end up where they are, meeting the people they meet. It's how I came here, and my friend too. Sorry, who? But I told you, officer, he's a bright young man here to pursue his education. Education is the foundation of our future, especially the arts. It is a cornerstone of our civilization. Officer, you have to understand. I can't give you his personal information. I'm sure you have your own methods and databases, right? Please don't put me in this situation. He's deeply enmeshed in the study of the fine arts, yes. He's a truly free spirit. He likes all the arts. Perhaps graphic design, printmaking, who knows? The world is open wide for a talented youth like him. I'm just enjoying the view. Listen.
The baby is crying in the neighboring apartment.
No, listen. The Insulindian Bay. This place used to be a luxury accommodation before the revolution. Apartments, of course, were much bigger then. A few walls have been added here and there. leaving some of the tenants without a private bathroom or a kitchen. But the million real view stays. You can't take that away. My friend comes and goes. I'm sure you'll see him around. He's a busy bee.
A busy bee? What an odd choice of words.
I'm all ears, officer.
Бесполезный.
A moment, officer. Do you have everything you need from me? I'm afraid we won't have the chance to speak again once you leave. It's against diplomatic best practices for an official in my position to be discussing murders with local militiamen. And I'm pressed for time. After you leave, I should be leaving as well.
That's not the real reason he's so apprehensive. Men in his position shouldn't be seen loitering around in underprivileged young men's apartments in the middle of the night.
Это точно.
Of course.
Я пошел.
I'm glad I could help.
Да, маленькая же у него ванна. Печально. Ну ладно. Согласен. Ноль информации, просто ноль. Какие-то статистические данные привел. Нахер не нужно. Не рассказывающие о мире. Только надо срочно спать. Идти. И Кима обнимать потом, когда он приедет. Сказать, что мы скучали. Встретимся с Кимом и завершим на сегодня. Я чувствую, что все, не вытягиваю. Хочется полежать. Полежать, попить водички. Еще так далеко сейчас идти домой. Блин, как надо мне кисть надо мне. Было бы так прикольно, Ким приезжает, а вот я тут эту стену разрисовал. Че, вы закрыты, да? Угу. Ну ладно.
It's getting cold, this late in the night. Time to call it a day.
Мгм.
The bed is comforting, if a bit run down. Still, you've earned a rest. The bed underneath you is soft, if lumpy. Waves wash the sand underneath the hut, then grow distant to your ear. In the quiet hum of the organic heater, you fall asleep.
Like a deftly cast fishing net, sleep pulls you out of the world and into its dark shore. The rough mesh chafes, tightening around you, it digs into your brain.
How have things been going for you out there? Helped anyone lately? Saved anyone lately? Murdered anyone lately?
This bastard isn't even listening to you.
Because you know you are a murderer. A disco music listening psycho killer who offs poor people and then forgets about it.
Hear that? Iceman wants to sleep. He doesn't care about killing people. That's nothing to him. Blackwater.
Никого я не убивал.
Under the bridge. The thing he's really scared of is much, much worse than that.
Don't tell him, sister. It's too bad.
They're right. This is their function. To keep you from it.
We're trying to help you. All these processes, these tortures, voices and tremors are all just distractions, flares and countermeasures to keep you from the last dream.
The last dream will be total annihilation. Cinders peeling off the fuselage. We won't be there to help you anymore, Harry. We will be dormant. You will be naked and alone.
Oh, but you will. You're already going there. Slipping. How long can we keep you from the precipice? One more dream? 2 max, baby. Then of hell. An ancient sadness, brother. 10,000 years later. In front of the video rental. There is a warm breath on your face again. Everything is okay again.
Everything is so okay. Your eyelids flutter open for a moment. When you close them again, you sense the light of the room around you. You're back. In 2 seconds, the alarm will ring.
The last thought in your head before waking is, maybe you shouldn't have seen that stained glass window in the church.
И почему не стоит? Может посмотреть еще разок. Хочется колы. Взбодриться кока-колкой. Было бы неплохо. Давай, вставай. Хватит ныть. Где там наши кицураги? Угу. Ну да, само собой. Что это здесь у нас? Ничего, ты ничего мне не скажешь, просто приехал, молчишь теперь? Класс. Пойдем до тачки дозвонись, может, что-нибудь скажешь тогда?
Inside, you see a set of stairs.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Still no word, I'm afraid, sir. I know it must be frustrating. Was there anything else you wanted to ask? 57.
In the cabin, you see a set of stairs.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
10-4, come in. Fireworker. 10-4, sir. Glad to hear that. I'll write down that there is no need to issue a new one to you then. Over. Roger that. 10-10, over and out.
Я хотел спросить, а случайно не чуваки из нашего участка там трутся? Но это тоже неплохо. Ладно, сейчас все закончу. Закончу все закончу. Что за пацан новый? Все-таки не хотите с ним разговаривать? Фига они здесь все тусуются? Не понимаю.
Hi, gendarme. Another rendezvous.
Потом поговорим. Ладно, все. Сделали сегодня почти ничего. Поговорили с каким-то душным типом. Отправили Лену и ее мужа домой. Закончили с этими непонятными поисками, непонятно чего. И, в принципе, все, ничего больше не сделали. Ну, это можно понять. Что спатеньки почему-то хочется. Я вот уверен, сейчас полежу минуточек 10 и немножко взбодрюсь, но играть уже не буду. Ладно, доброй ночи. Пока-пока.